It was. Wow.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Bali's kind of scary, right? Because you never really know how the power serves you. Like,
It was so funny. I was listening to this woman. She's an amazing I was listening to some podcast about this 24-year-old amazing Instagram. She's got heaps of millions of followers, and she's on, she lives in Bali. And I thought of you guys because she said, oh, no, the power's just gone out. The only thing, she said, living in Bali is amazing. The only bitch is the technology, and the internet will go off, and, you know, it's like up and down. And I was like, oh, it's like you guys, you know? So.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the girl that you follow in Bali?
Pardon?
Who's the person you follow?
Well, I haven't got the link. I haven't followed her, but she was on a podcast. I'll send it through to you because she's about 24 and she's like an amazing Instagram crazy. And my friend Amy sent me through the link, so I'll send you through the link. I can't remember her name off by heart, but I've started following her on Instagram, and I'll send you through the link afterwards. She was amazing. She's over there, so you might even know her.
Yeah,
probably will.
Rhonda probably does.
Awesome. So tell us about what's taking place with this release.
Yeah, so first awesome news, because it's all awesome. As of 2 minutes ago, I've got my 22 subscribers, and I reckon I'll get heaps more, but it doesn't even close until tomorrow, man. We're on fire.
Awesome. That is awesome.
I mean,
We're on fire, guys.
If I was your child, I would go, duh, Mom.
I know. It's like, oh, I told you so. I told you. Stop not backing yourself, right? No more, man.
We're so good at what we do because this kind of stuff works. Right?
Totally backing. I never doubted you guys. It was like, oh, you know, it's that whole self-doubt. But yeah.
That's why you work with us. So that we just say, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this.
I know, right? I keep saying to Doug last night, I couldn't have done it without them. I couldn't have done it without them. He was like, oh my God. And he says, yeah, no, you couldn't have. And yeah. So anyway, it's awesome. And I'm getting, the other thing, just today I've had the Chiefs Rugby Club, the chief executive there saying, oh, look, can we have a meeting? So I'm starting to get the meetings booked in for doing the proper sale. So yeah. It's all awesome. Even the name change thing, right? It's meant to be, it's a pain, but we'll get through it, and better now than afterwards, right? So I'm learning it. I'm learning, you know. I wish I could go back and go, Suzi, but anyway, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, because that's the thing. We always, whenever we started, I actually remember our conversation, is like, we cannot have any legal responsibility for that because it's countries, right? So trademarks in the United States don't matter in New Zealand, right?
I know.
In anywhere. So for instance, Hanalei has a trademark, and we have a trademark on our brand, but there's South Korea uses Unstoppable Family for a movie.
Yeah.
So right, across borders, it's only legal like unless you have a global worldwide trademark, it doesn't matter. Like here in Bali, they use everyone's
everything.
Stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a crack up, right? So
yeah, and this is what I'm so pleased about with the IP lawyer, because he's a specialist IP lawyer, and he said the same thing. He said, look, when we land your name, I'll take you through it and we'll pay you. So you've got a globe, you know, you're protected, and he said it's just a shame that that the Elevate trademark that's already got here in New Zealand, he said there's two buggers. One, they're in education and training, so it's not like it was Elevate drink, and he said we might have got around it, but because it's an education. And he said too, there's been other examples of people who have tried to use it, and they're kind of aggressively. But look, it's just the universe telling us that was the great name for the trial. And we've just got to find, you know, there'll be a beautiful name that it's meant to be. The product is what people are buying, right? So let's move on and get that sorted. And if I have to, I said to Doug, forget about my, I said to, we've got our anniversary coming up, and it's usually June. I said, forget about the fucking ring. Just give me some money.
Well, there you go. Right? I mean, things are things. Assets make us more money.
Yeah. Totally.
Assets actually make us more to buy those if we want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, cool.
Let's get into it. I'll pass over to you, Rhonda.
Yeah, well, our next move is, have you began thinking about what you want the name to be like? Obviously,
yes.
Right? That's
I brainstormed last night, so I found out yesterday morning. I brainstormed. I've got a whole lot of samples. I'm hoping to confirm the name. I've got some favourites. Like I'm thinking definitely. It sounds stupid, but Dad came to me in my dream last night. My dad, and he was always about navigate. And I had this amazing dream about the water, and so I've got some ideas. And what I might do is I'm going to land the name. I'll probably run the last 2 or 3 past you to guys go, what do you think? Once I've got it down to a small amount, I'd like to get that confirmed by the weekend if I can. Yeah?
Quick as possible. Obviously, I think your whole direction with the boat and, just the whole focus around the nautical side of it, I would really lean towards that, because all of your, even your current content can be still utilized because you're still using metaphors that are about elevating and about, flagshipping. Like I like the word flagship product. Those are really great words. And that then even just to get your mind open to it is do some research just on the nautical side, like vocabulary that expresses the nautical that vocabulary that express. That's always a really great way to give you just triggered ideas. And you'll come up, even the current stuff that you already have, you can still say the word elevate. That's still a word, right? It's just so we won't have to change. Your films are going to be fine, even if you say welcome to elevate. It doesn't matter. It's internal.
Doesn't matter, right? Yeah.
No, that part doesn't matter, because you're saying welcome to elevate, but it's not the product, right? This is the place where you elevate and maybe that's we change little languaging. That's it.
Yeah.
You just use it. I would even say, even in the tagline of the program, we'll utilize that. We'll call it whatever it is, and then it says this is the education course to help you elevate your self.
Yeah, let's work with it and see where we can weave it in. I love it. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm just going to write some notes down here. So the first thing I'm going to do, as soon as we've landed a name over the next couple of days, I'm just going to get my IP guy, my lawyer, to check it, and then make sure that it's not the same as Elevate. And then as soon as we've got that, I'll get them to trademark all of that as well, and we can start. So once we've got the name, what else? So will it just be like basically the brand, the round, and the thing that we'll need to?
Well, this is the thing about changing all that. As simple as it sounds, we just change things out. It's a complete redesign.
Yeah. Okay.
It's interesting. It's like, oh well, I'll just take off elevate and just use that, but it has to be reformatted, redesigned. So it's a complete redesign. They would just have to redo everything. We can't even use the current vector files because that's set as what elevate is, and around it, and so everything has to be redone. But I think we should use the same look. I think you should still use the wave. It makes so much sense when it connects to Reader's Digest, right?
Yeah.
So
as much as possible, like using the wave, using the color. I think the colors are great. The one with the actual picture of the wave behind, so I know we're going to have to do a complete redesign, but if we can take it and try and use as much as what we've got, because we're happy with it, right? So let's not chuck the whole thing out.
No, exactly. No, that's easy. Your whole style guide's the same.
Cool.
The fonts, all that stays the same. The only difference is we just redesign a look. So we have to redesign. First, start with the logo look, and then from there, then we move into just. Larcy took an audit this morning after we got your message. We did a complete audit on every single thing that you've got, and there's a
fantastic
changes. There's a lot of edits that need to be made through, from like sales pages into then complete membership sites, every module. PDFs we think are going to be fine because the PDFs they don't have the logo, correct? Do they not?
think so.
Yeah, they are good to go. They don't have the Elevate logo.
They don't have an Elevate
That's right,
logo.
because we used the Leaders Digest logo, didn't
Yes,
we?
that's right.
Yay!
Yeah, it's the graphics just right before the download button. You know, the graphics that we made, just like an intro for the download. Those have the Elevate, so that needs to be changed, all of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
when it comes to the just like the word elevate and the copy, you know how I was just saying to Lassie, she would have been so proud of me with my ClickFunnels editing now these days. Like I was like, whoa, I could actually do it. When it's just the words, I can just go through and do all of that sort of stuff. So just so I know how much money, it would be good, and I know you might not know it now, but even if you could just give me an estimate of the cost that I might need to just organise as soon as possible, that would be great, just for my planning purposes, for finances.
Yeah, Victoria and I were going through everything this morning because the one question that came up was the Prezi. The Prezi had its own complete sales funnel.
Oh, yeah. Look, I'm actually, I see that as a nice to have, not a necessary. What I'm noticing with the so if we didn't have to redo the Prezi, I'd just leave the Prezi, because what I'm finding with the sale, because that's a sales tool, right? What I'm finding with the sales with my clients here in New Zealand is they want to see me, and I'm up there all the time anyway. So and I got some feedback, the Prezi's good, but it's not the same as you. So I mean, that's Kiwis for you, they're a little bit old school. So let's just leave the Prezi and just focus on the main stuff, and I'll just get out there. I mean, I'm up there doing visits as well, so most people are saying just come and see me, come and see me, come and see me. So I'm doing that.
That's the objective was so that because you had a number of eyeballs that wanted it, that we could divide and conquer, right? Get the interest. But if they're, these are larger contracts, then they should be seeing you anyways. That was, the point was they wanted to go through senior into junior manager.
Members as well.
First, and then they wanted to sell the senior. Like that was the point of that. And that's what we created.
What I'm finding is that what we've already got just with the basic sales page and the talking, that seems to be doing the course anyway. So yeah, you're right. I think,
Yeah, the copy on that's really good, and it walks them through. So I think that's fine. We'll leave the Prezi out, which is good because the Prezi was a substantial expense just because of the time, the redesign. You'd have to refilm it. The audio has to be matched up. Like that was a complete chaos beast that took me like 20 nights.
I know. I remember. And who was the guy that you had to deal with? What's his name? Yeah, poor Joe or whatever it was. Yeah.
He was great, but again, it's just working through what they need, and it's insane. But anyway, so that we've got that working. That's good. I'm happy because I don't want to go through that again.
No, we won't put you through that again, Rhonda.
Well, we just did that exclusively for you because we thought it would be great for that audience anyways. But in reality, sticking with sales pages, because we write them in a psychological path that brings people from understanding, introduction, into the teaser of, wow, this is incredible. Oh, here's the creation. This is what my desired outcome. Here's my results. Here's the testimonial. Here's the statistics. Now I should have it. So that's the way those are written. So I think it's fine. Let's stay there. Okay, that's great then. So it came down then to Victoria was the sales pages, the order forms. Obviously the fulfillment needs to change. That's the thing. There's a lot of back-end technical stuff that needs to be edited, which is going into the fulfillment emails, those type of adjustments. On each of the emails that are being delivered, did those have graphics in them?
No, the emails that I've created that have been sending out. Yeah, no, I did. Sorry?
Just for our fulfillment of the products. There's just some back-end stuff that we would have to be very highly aware of.
Yeah. So the only emails is the MailChimp one that I've been sending out that I created myself, and I just added in the logo that we already had. So you don't need to do anything on that because I can do all of that stuff.
Also inside of the fulfillment of your product. So when somebody actually so there's like 20 different pages in between that you don't actually see. So it goes from purchase to the thank you page into the fulfillment page.
This is where they get the free ebook page. That one? Yeah.
Yeah, there's just a number of different ones that we just have to make sure we double check. That's all.
Yeah.
On fulfillment, so when they get the product.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, the way that Victoria and I looked at the pricing is our rebrands. When we do rebrands for clients, it's a complete rebrand, which is exactly what you need. And the rebrands are $5,000, so that allows us to completely redo all the design work.
Yeah.
Obviously it starts with the logo and then we recreate it. And
That's cool. So, sorry, you just broke out. Was that, how much was that? You just broke up when you said, was it 5K?
5,000 for a rebrand.
Yeah.
You have more pages, but we'll just keep it as our normal price point because there's a lot more stuff. But because we're doing everything the same, we can just replacing. So that'll be fine to do it that way. And and then we'll just do we have a complete audit. So we'll send you the audits of everything's be edited and changed. And once you get the name, then we can start on that, that logo redesign. So I think that'll be something we can obviously have it ready before you do a proper launch. It's not going to hurt for you to get it out now at all. The people that bought it, it's not going to hurt anything. They're not going to tell anyone. You're marketing it. You're not paying for it to market it, so you're fine. The team will be able to get that done most likely within 14 to 21 days.
That's fine. Look, I've got an aim to go to launch at the end of March. So that's my ideal. But look, if it was the beginning of April, that would be great. But, so my sense, what I've been saying to people, we're end of March.
We're in January. No, it'll be ready by February.
Yeah. Awesome. That'd be great. And so what else did I have? Was there anything else? So if you could, that's useful for me to just know around, just so I can start organising the planning. And if you could just give me the full order and just actually, if you could just get it to me in writing as well. I don't know if that's just to say this is what it'll include. That would be just great.
We always provide invoices. Because
awesome.
At this point moving forward, we made a lot of adjustments into 2019 because, because of the amount of time and consumption that it takes, and we dedicated a full team. So what we need to do is really get ultra clear on what the expectations are, what we're able to provide, because last year was intense, right? We worked for 8 months with you, and it was a dedicated, complete team based on the idea or the promise that we'd be selling Elevate. So at this point, we did put in the price we paid per month was half of what we normally would charge for that amount of work. So we're a bit behind, right, in this regard. So I think with Victoria, you were having a bit of an email, but we want to be just so clear because we dedicated the full team. So with this moving forward, we'll do the same. We've decided to provide you with your own personal account manager, brand manager, and your technical support manager. She works under me. Her name is Starwin. She's a gem. She's a ClickFunnels expert, so she knows how to make things work. And that way, this project will get done, and will get done directly through her. She's going to start tracking her hours directly because we tend to get over generous, and that's great, and that's our nature. Although we do pay our team for overtime, and we did a lot of that last year. So I'm just giving the transparency that what we did amazing, and we're ready to sell Elevate. We're ready to sell the new products. And so for us, Victoria will send you everything that we're willing to do and can do for the first 3 months. I think Jan, February, March is, something that you wanted to make.
For the 3K per month.
Correct. And do you know what's involved in the 3K?
Yeah, and I'm really comfortable with that. So that's the 20 hours of ClickFunnels support, email support, and there was about various other things, and 1 call per month with you. Yeah,
exactly. So, and then
so that's fine.
What we decided to do for that is have Starwin be that dedicated email support, so that we're actually not, because with was before, you had Larcy, you had Victoria, and you had Pia, who's our technical side. So we had 3 people dedicated to you, including myself, along with our design team. And so now we said, okay, what we'll do is we'll put Starwin directly on your project so that there's no tasking. So now Starwin gets it, she's able to make those adjustments, and she'll just keep track.
Awesome.
And then what we'll also do for that is we're adding in, if there's needed, 2 calls per month with Starwin, if you say, look, I would love to meet with you because these are some edits or things that I need to do, then you can meet with her directly because we know it gets done faster.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
We're saving
so I'm really
them.
happy to go with Starwin. It doesn't, I mean, I'm sure that they're great. A couple of questions. So would she have the support at ClickFunnels, or would she have a direct email?
Help me with that question again. Support at
So Lassie said, so when I said, what's my email, I said to Vic, what's my email person? Like, what's my email contact, right? Because it's just via email. And what I've been doing since January is the support at ClickFunnels. So is that going to carry on being my email?
The one I sent to you was support at Freedompreneur Movement.
Yeah, sorry, that one, not the ClickFunnels. Sorry, guys. Yeah, not that one. The support at Freedom.
Yeah, that's the one we have, and it's going directly to our support system.
Stop.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll take care of it. Thank you, because we had a meeting this morning, and Larcy wasn't privy to the meeting before we met you.
Okay.
We now decided that we are dedicating. You will be able to utilize ClickFunnels support. That's in your system. Use it as you should, because they own the product and they're amazing when it comes to problems.
Yeah.
Dedicated.
Sorry, I used up my wrong word. I meant to say, was the email I'm to get in touch with Starwin the Freedompreneur support one, or another one?
Yeah, but again, ClickFunnels is amazing support, like the best. They're 24 hours. So we're not 24 hours, right? But they are.
So use them.
It's amazing, right? If you have issues, use them.
Yeah.
Because they do help. But what we're going to do is we will have a dedicated email that goes directly, that will go through directly to Starwin and connect it to our support. You'll have a specialized email for that. And this is why. Because we are treating you, which you are a VIP client, kind of a modified program at this point, because everything was just dedicated to Suzi, because we were like, let's launch Elevate, right? Yeah. So everything that came in, everyone was on point. Now we're going to tighten up. Starwin will get that. We'll keep back a bit, of course, inside of our system, but then she'll be able to make those edits quickly. And then you'll get those 2 calls that'll save you time. Okay, we're just looking for time savings as well.
That sounds great. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it'll be great. And then now you have all the support that you need. And then if there's anything obviously that goes in, that's bigger and that needs to be more bigger advanced talk, then we'll have our call for strategy for the ground game. And then of course, if the online game is continuing, because it obviously looks like you've got a really nice MRR situation with Elevates, which I would suggest putting inside of your Leaders Digest, either the app or inside of the emails that are communicating with them. Every one of your blog posts should have a product banner, Elevates banner that said, are you emerging leader? Get access right now because you're Leaders Digest member, you get 50% off. Okay?
Yeah.
So that every blog post, it's a banner, which will make you a banner to go on your blog as well once that's completed, as a complete brand rebrand. But the way, now that we know the communication that you have and the value you provide your audience, obvious, they like it. And you're not selling them anything that they don't want. Yeah. You're providing them with so much. So then now what I would like for you to do is begin adding in every, let's say once a week or twice a month, emails that are about the testimonials that have taken place that have worked with Elevate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How you sell it without selling it.
Yeah.
Right. And it could even be on your blog post that has the Elevate banner at the end that says, if you're looking, are you an emerging leader? You could be just like Joe, who, increased his salary after 6 months because he learned how to be a better leader. Like those types, psychological, subconscious lead-ins and sales work.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I can already see how I can start to weave it in, in all of my communications.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of little things that we can do for monetization. I mean, a product like yours in that audience, them not having to search online, go buy books, they actually learn from you, and because you're credible, I mean, it's super strong. So I'm excited about that. There's a good plan that we can take for that. And that'll be great. So I would continue to let's continue to push the online game, but now let's really focus on our core idea, which is the right.
Yeah. And so what I'm going to do is keep doing the sales pitches, and then as the feedback from the trialers comes through, I'll make as many edits as I can on the site myself, because I can now, which is really great. And then I'll just liaise with Starwin via email on a dedicated Starwin if there's any sort of hiccups or edits or little edits on a certain number. So because I know I'm 20 hours or whatever, and it would be really good if she can. I like the idea of tracking it, because then she can start to say, well, I'm about this many and you've only got this many hours. So, because what would be useful for me is to do as much of it myself. So even for her to say, if some of the stuff that I can't, like on those calls, is really useful, because then she can say, well, look, this is how you can do it yourself, and then I can do it myself, if that makes sense. All of that other stuff.
Yeah, and that's why we decided this morning to give her a call with you, and this is why. Instead of asking her questions, there could be a whole plethora of things that you need done. And so, you know what? I like to use the call. You sit like you did with the ladies for probably 60 hours in the last 8 months last year, and comb and say this, and it's done on the fly. So then there's no there's no notes. It's getting done. Because I know them, the reason why we got as much done as we did is because you did those calls almost twice a week for several months. Yeah. So that's years worth of work. I mean, it really is. So now if you're like, okay, I got tons of stuff going on, this is what I see. And then you can get on the call with her and literally she can comb with you.
Yeah, and a lot of it I've been doing myself. I mean, that's what's so great about it. I've already made heaps and heaps of edits myself, which I love, because then I don't need to use any of it. I can just get on and do it all myself.
That's why we use ClickFunnels. I mean, it's
so easy. It's really great. So that's fine. Look, I think that makes sense. For me, as your customer, what's really important to me is, I like having one dedicated, clarity of contact. I guess, and I guess for me, the thing that I'm looking for is, and during that trial phase, over the next 3 months, is if there are technical issues, such as my client, because I want to be really responsive to my customers, noting that Bali is, 6 hours, whatever hours behind and different hours, and there've been a couple of today, which is good, where, I can manage their expectations. So, for example, I'm having trouble with the login, I can't get in, or this is an issue, or whatever. That with Starwin, I can, first with my client, I can say I'm onto it with my technical team. It'll be 24, I can manage the initial, we're onto it, we'll get back to you, blah, blah, blah. But then being able to say, within 24 hours, we'll have something to come back to you about. And so I'm really happy to have a dedicated person in Starwin that I can just do that with. It's clear and it's clarity, because that's what's important to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's not your customer support person, right?
It's 11:30.
Customer support is 24 hours, and that was something that we...
Yeah, no, she's not that. She's my account manager, so...
That was something that we were going to be implementing with when we sold the corporate package, right? You'd have a team that was dedicated to answering customer support questions. Yeah. Because if you can actually manage that less manual, which is create an email that is specifically for your product, and on that email has an automatic responder that says, thank you so much, I've received your email. We take all of our clients seriously, we care about you so much. If you do have technical support question in regards to this XYZ product, please give us 24 hours and we'll be back with an answer. So now you're not managing any of that immediately, right? That's an issue for your busy lady. So those are the little automations.
So I could just create contact at, support at Elevate, whatever the Elevate replacement is, .co.nz, and just do an automated one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then that makes it a lot easier. So then what can happen is that's coming from a client. So then that email can be forwarded, because this is stuff that Larcy does really well. That type of stuff can be forwarded directly to you and to Starwin as well.
Yeah,
She's in Mauritius, so her time zone, she's even actually, she works more She'll be more available, I believe, in your time zone. And then she's able to, if she gets something from a client right away, she can just send them off that secret code or information. So she could almost, in essence, act as if she's your customer support service. If it's a super simple question that comes through, she can just be tagged in it. And then we'll guide her. She says, whoa, there's a ton of support questions coming in. This is going overboard. Then we just manage it. So, right, so that means you get it, she could get it, and then she can send them the secret email, let's say if that's needed, within 24 hours, and then she'll just copy you on those responses. So we're just looking at ways to help you get all the support that you really, really need with less management for us, but more efficient on your end. Because even you writing, okay, this is a problem, I got this, that takes time for you, and it takes time for everyone to read and do it. Plus, it could be simple when it could be, this is stuck, I'm having a problem. She can reply back and say, try this link, please.
Yeah, I mean, it would be amazing if we could get a link that I don't even have to get involved in, that, like you say, that would be really efficient.
That would make then it would be a dedicated customer support, and that's not what we're trying not to manage that as of yet, because that's completely customer support. Because there could be questions that come through that are needed by you, and then she'd have to manage that for you, and then she's working almost full time. We can't add that at this point, but we can manage stuff like that, right? There can be things such. Let's start with one email that is provided to all buyers of your product. It's on your course. It's set up and everything they need. They send an email. It gets directed to one email to you and one to Star, and it's something that Starwin can handle quickly. She takes care of it, copies you, sends it back to that client. Then you can delete that off of your list. If it's things that
so you're saying I should do that straight away, really, and create the email straight away?
Correct.
Yeah, for the trialers.
Because you're waiting for people to come to you, and then you're having to send emails to us, right?
Yeah.
Which then Ia gets it from our customer support, and then she has to ask Larcy. So we're triple doubling up every email that you've got, because then something needs to go to Victoria. Yeah. Well, I've got 3 ladies on every question or email that you have, right?
Yeah.
Or that.
Yeah, because I was so that makes, I mean, that works for me as well, because I was sort of a bit confused about where to go. So so that would be fine. So in terms of setting up that email, is that something I would do with my IT tech guys, just to put on a Outlook, or?
If you'd like, I mean, our team does those type of things. That Larcy sets that kind of stuff up. But if you have the service, then you have someone better to do it.
Yeah, would that be an additional to what I'm paying as part of my 3K? Because if it is, then I'll probably may as well just do it locally. I can just set that up with my guys. So it's just basically setting up, here's an email, and have it set up that whenever it comes to that email, one goes and automatically to Starwin's email, and one comes to me. Cool. Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. I'll deal with CallerGate to do that.
It's ultra simple. It's like literally creating a Gmail account and then forwarding it, utilizing your anchored domain name to 2 different accounts.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Oh, that sounds like a great idea. I'll get on to that.
Yeah. In that way, now it's managed, it's sent in, and there's things that Star can read it and say, this is not a question that I can answer. It's a Suzi question. And she just leaves it. She doesn't say, hey, Suzi, you should answer this one. No. She just waits for questions that she can handle. Yeah. And so if you reply faster than she does, just make sure that she gets the forward message, and then she knows that it's handled. So we can manage it that way. So we're just looking at ways that we can maintain the type of support that you were expecting, that you were getting before, at that same price point. Because like I mentioned, there was a lot that went on last year that we're kind of backed up on, right? Because that was, I was paying the additional overtime for my team, and based on our Elevate launch in our launch.
Sure, totally get it. Yeah, I mean that sounds great for the 3K. I mean, as I said, the same thing for me. The main thing for me is just getting some responsiveness, which is great.
Yeah.
Also, just a little reminder that Larcy actually set up Zendesk for you last year, Suzi, if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
So a whole customer support system. So it would be best to just put your autoresponder in there, and then that's already attached to everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a huge.
Awesome.
Now you have a complete customer support service already dedicated to your product already. So that's
amazing. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'll look into that and see what I can do with that. That would be great. And so with that call with Starwin, like on one of the 2 calls, would she be able to, in that call, just say, like, there's a couple of simple things that I want to learn how to do, like, how do you upload this video, or how do you upload a PDF onto ClickFunnels? She could talk me through that on the call, couldn't she?
She can, although Victoria actually sent you a complete product.
Yeah, I've been through that. It goes to, I've been through that in fine tooth comb. There are some things that aren't in that, which so there's a lot of stuff that is, which has been really useful, but there are 1 or 2 things which it doesn't actually cover.
Do you know which one of those things is? Which one of those things are?
I can find out. What I'll do is I'll let you know. But there was a couple of things that the links weren't working, and there was a video and it said the video isn't available. And so I've been through it about 3 times, and there were certain questions that weren't covered about.
Always let us know if there's something that comes off, because there's things that, server stuff goes on, and things change, links do change, and we got a billion of things on all of our programs as well, so that's always helpful. But for sure, I mean, dedicated time. She can easily, and our team is also coached, well versed on, there's a problem, here's a quick little video, boom, sends it to you. Like, that's how.
Yeah, exactly. So she might just say, look, here's the video, which would be great too, because that's even more efficient. So
so I think that'll be a great move. And then keep you with everything that you need. So, all right, so let's get through with that. We just need to, obviously, let's get everything that's covered that we've been working already on this month, so that we can, everyone feels great about the work that they're doing continually. And then Victoria will send you all the details on how we can keep that moving forward. And then now let's talk about what we're doing for the ground game. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
What's the next move?
So I've got a number of clients. So one, the corporate trialers, as well as a few that have come in already off the back of the subscription trialers, which so the corporate trialers, we're in constant conversations and upselling and meetings about how, they've said, well, let's just see how it goes. I've got another meeting already with, so for example, Doc. There's the
ones that were like in.
So they've got 4 people who are trialing. And they have set up a little group, and then Lisa, who's my main person, has said, look, come over and meet. And she said, we've got to work out how it can work in with our game. And then there's lots of conversations in essence. Basically what I'm doing is selling it and upselling it. And then I've got a meeting with my PR firm. We've got a whole PR plan around. So one of the ideas that I'm going to do for the ground game is we've got a whole lot of subscription lists. So how industry bodies. So we've got a list of about 6 or 7 industry bodies, which we're going to do a massive mail out and get access to their mailer. So I'm paying for that to get access to that. So that's going to be massive. And then I've also written up a sales plan. That's what I do, a sales plan for all my clients. So for example, next week, so the TRA one that I sent through to you, I'm meeting here. And I've booked in another 4 or 5 visits to other clients on that day. That's next week, the week after. Awesome. Yeah. So in terms of keeping you posted on how I'm going with that, I'll just send that through to Starwin, yeah? So I just keep communicating.
Send things like that are pertinent. Okay, so let's just get super clear. Everything that we're doing when it comes to the service side goes to Starwin. Anything that is in relation to what we've already done for Elevate or the rev share, that goes to Victoria. That's our VB, right? That goes directly to Victoria.
Okay, well, I'm glad we've clarified, because I thought just before I just don't have anything to do with you guys anymore, and I just deal with Starwin. But what you're saying is the support and the service on the ClickFunnels is with Starwin. Anything to do with the BD and the ground game and all of that, Victoria.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Basically separated now what we're doing. Now everything's done. You've got a service contract, and now we'll recreate or just revisit the agreement, the rev share agreement, which is then through Elevate. So
okay, so would it be useful then is as I get so I'll get lots of emails like I did with the TRA yesterday. If I just forward that on to Vic and say, just FYI, this is where I'm at, this is what we're doing, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
And that's also why we said, I will definitely meet with you at least once a month, because we want to make sure that we keep on track, right?
Yeah.
Because these are questions that are very vitally important. If there are, closing questions or, even like agreement questions, then let's work on that stuff together. We've been doing this for years together.
Awesome. And so what I'll do is, that makes a lot of sense, Rhonda. So what I'll do is also, for example, when I get through the contract from my lawyers, the sample contract, so they're just drawing up contract, I might just flick that through and go, Hannah, is there anything we're missing here, right?
Exactly, 100%. So we're just dealing with two sides. We just have to separate it now. Now we're partners.
Okay. I'm getting that now. Okay, right? Cool.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you told me that, because I was like, oh, okay, I don't have anything to do with anyone. I just deal with her. But now I totally get it.
And again, we have to just be, how it is. I mean, we were all in, right? Everything was like,
no, I totally get that. I get it. I'm all good. And I'm so glad I can still deal with the Vic, because honestly, I would have had a little moment of tears there if I didn't get to work with you. But I was going to shut off. What I might also send through to you then, Rhonda, is I might also send through to you the PR plan. Just so you can see what my PR plan is, what those guys have got.
Because I would love to even give you, obviously, some ideas to that. So if you guys have a plan, say, okay, wait, make sure this happens. Because there's things that we do on the online world that they just don't know. And they may not even agree or understand, but we know it works.
Yeah, totally. So what I'll do is, we've got the draft one, and I might just send that through to you guys, and you go, oh, you've missed this, you need to do that. No, this is not good, but this is. So we'll do that. The main one, I think, is me picking up the phone, getting the visits. Look, it's the cost of a flight and my time, but that's when I land stuff, and it's costly. So, I mean, they said, oh, you could take a big page out in the NBR, and that's like friggin' 10K. I ain't got no money at the moment.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, though. That's horrible advice. We know that we don't even know how to track eyeballs and that type of stuff. In fact, I have an agreement right now with the Yak magazine locally here, the biggest magazine in Bali. They put Hanalei in there and they want to sell us. And I then resold them on a complete social media package because they have 0 eyeballs. I'm like, how am I going to track this? Beautiful magazine. I have no idea who's looking at it, who's coming in. I just got 200,000 views on a video for $150. They're like,
and look, it was really good, because after they actually said, look, here are some options, but actually, if you want the best return on your, I mean, they said you're best to use your digital, to use your platform. Let's go Instagram, Face, like use all of that, and then use Face your thing. So what I might also do is send through to you, I won't be this week because my first priority is to get a name change at the moment and to get all this done, but what I might do is just give you a list of all the I've set up a spreadsheet of hot, warm, cold, and then with an updated, so I might give you the link to the spreadsheet, or Vic a link to the spreadsheet which has the client name, they'll be color coded, what the action is, and any updated notes and contact details, so that as we start to do it over the next few days, the next months and stuff. I mean, I was thinking, so with the rebrand, we could have the new site with all the logos ready to go in March, yeah?
Babe, it's only the 17th of January. We get our team on it. I leave Tuesday. This is the thing. I leave on Tuesday for 36 days. This is why we're like, okay, this is absolutely the best time this could have ever happened. Because when I leave, all my stuff is done.
I know, so, timing, right?
We are literally, the universe is like, okay, thank you. It works for us. Our guys, now that I've gotten several of my finals done, we are open right now for the whole 36 days. We have some client work, but right now our team is ready. So it actually it's perfect. They can get this done. Larcy, if you could throw out, because she knows she works directly with all the design team, if you could throw out the amount of time it could take the guys to get that complete rebrand done, all the first drafts was about 40 some hours probably, like total hours of them to really get it focused on once we get finals done. I mean, so it could take them a couple days or a couple weeks to get everything completed once they get the finals done.
Yeah, so and once we get the finals done and then the weeks, would they you know how I said, did they make another site, clone a site and then just add that in?
We have to. So what would happen, this is the process. This is why we put Starwin. Starwin is our ClickFunnels expert. She does all the rebrand. She works with the design team. She rebrands everyone's stuff. So now you've got your gal, design team starts working. All the assets are starting to be delivered. She clones your site. She edits everything inside of it, makes all the adjustments, and click it's ready to go. Yeah. The only thing we need to make sure of, is that when we do the cloning, that everything clones over and stays hot, because sometimes there are problems when you are doing a complete clone. We lose order forms, we lose sales, and that's big in the back end. You clone something, all that stuff's got to be reconnected, and I don't want that to happen. So what can happen is if we get all the files in, she literally can keep your screen open. It'll act live for everyone else, and she could just change. She could just start editing.
Yeah. So that sounds like a better way. That sounds really good. Yeah. So it doesn't cause the issues.
Yeah, and then what she can do, she can make the whole visual effect of it on the front end perfect before she closes it down. Then she meets with you, and you just go, yes. You guys start editing.
Yeah. That sounds great.
All the tools will be okay. They'll just slowly start editing and start changing.
Yeah.
Rather that, Susie, than mess up any of the technical
stuff. No, I'm totally, you guys are I'll just go with whatever that you want to do, right? With that, you know best. So yeah, that sounds like a really good plan, Rhonda. There was one thing I was going to ask you about. So what seems to be the case, and this makes sense. So in New Zealand, 90% of all businesses are 100 people or under. Yeah. And what I'm noticing is after a really earlier on in the piece when I had IAG kind of going, right. But anyway, after spending so much time with them, but that's right, it's fine. One thing that they did say that Kat said to me that was really useful is she said, look, I think, and she's worked with telecom and some of the big corporates, she said, you'll get some of them, she said, but have a think about targeting a lot of that SME business where they're up to like 200 people. And so far, I've had the HR company, the lawyer firm, what they're saying is we want probably 10 or 30 or they seem to be much more drawn towards the individual versus the monthly stream. And so I think 500's way too low. Yeah. Although then they said to me, someone asked me a question and then I was like, God, I haven't looked at my pricing and I haven't gone back to them because it was an email. And I thought, oh God, I've got to talk to Rhonda about this because you'll think I'm so stupid. But she said to me, you've got $500, it's like it's 12K or whatever per month or 500. No, she said, so if we let's say we bought 8, that's 30, 5 8s are $3,000. She said, is that $500 per month per person? Because that's $6K a year to buy this, which is way too expensive because I'm not going to spend $6.5K on an online program. Or is it a one-off for like they'll get access for 3 months per person? So it would be 500. And my thing is, if it is the latter, which I think it is, I reckon we could absolutely up the price to about $900 per person.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that product should be intended to sell for, like any online course sells for $9.97 and you get the course and it's yours.
Yeah.
Right? That's all. One second, let me turn this off. Yeah, that's the main, that's the sweet spot for, especially an online course, is it's $9.97 and they get it. So they own it. So you could do it like that, which would be a better You can say, look,
I reckon, I think as long as that's profitable for you and I, and you're comfortable with that, I think we could, because most of them are going, I mean, for places like DOC and IAG, and I'm going to go for the banks and all the big ones, I think the annuity stream for Unlimited is sweet. I reckon we've got to do that as an offer, but I think the bulk of them will be coming from the SME market.
Well, again, this now brings us, it's smart. This brings us back to MRR, right? So for us, we always look at what is our monthly residual revenue. Now, we either have them on a lower priced membership. So the sell is, look, we either can go monthly and it's less expensive for you out of pocket, right?
Yeah.
Or your price is this much. So they either get the course where they pay monthly for 3 months and it's $500 a month, or you can pay one off at $997. So now they save $500.
I love that. I really love the way you're talking. That, I think, just judging from the initial conversations, I think that pricing option would be really, that's what's going to fly.
Especially for those groups. I mean, they want they want to put their expenses in their education now and they're done with it.
Yeah, they want it. That's what they're saying and they're saying, look, it would be really good if we can just, and I feel that anything under $1,000, it'll be easy to get that way. So I think, and having the option to say you can either get it, the course takes 3 months. They either get access 500 per month for 300, and they get 3 months access, or but hang on, yeah, okay, yeah, or the one off for 997.
Yeah, the only thing with 997 is that you can we either have to kick them out, like they,
after 12 months, I reckon.
Yeah. So there's either if they do a 3-month program, then we just have the list of this is the group that has bought this product at this time.
Yeah. So let's say 10 logins.
Exactly. That's right. 10 logins, and their names, and then they
get it for 3 months.
Yeah, you just keep a calendar that says, okay, these guys are running up. Would you like to maintain and hold on to the product? If you would, it's half off to keep it for 3 more months, or we're going to because then that's a great way to people, we call it, customers for life. Once they're in, you just keep them in, you keep monetizing them, you give them deals to stay in forever.
Yeah, so for those 10, I like the sound of this. So for the 10 logins, they would pay, so how much would they pay over that 3 months for the 10 logins if we were going 500? So that would be,
well, it's $5,000 a month.
Yeah, per month.
It's $5,000 a month. So they pay $15K total, or they pay 10 logins. They pay $10,000 up front, and they get it for $3K, or they get it for $10K. So they save $5,000.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds really good. That I reckon if we can, that's what I reckon would be really good, and I'll make the changes on the. So what I might do is just make some. I'll just write it up, and I'll send it to Vic to go, have I got this right? And I'll do the little, I'll do a little, the little box like we did. Yeah. I might just do that.
Yeah, that's a good move. I mean, they'll see it. You say, look, this is what I do first. So then you break it down. That's what I do for small businesses under 200 employees. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So you break it down, and so they can see. Everyone needs, psychologically, we need to see the bigger offer that's not ours. So we need to know. So you already have that offer made, because that's our big monthly, and they've seen that. Then you say, for our companies with under 200 employees, this is your opportunity. We thrive here at whatever the product's name is to help all our business owners get leadership education at the lowest possible price, but the highest possible value. Yeah. So for under 200, you either pay $500 per person per month for 3 months, 10 logins, that's $5K per month, or you pay upfront $997 per person, and you save yourself $5,000. Yeah. Yeah. And then you get upfront payments. And
I reckon that'll be really good. I think there'll be lots and lots of people doing that. And because I've already got, so I've got lots and lots of small to medium-sized businesses saying this would be really good. The other thing is with the downturn in economy, it sounds terrible, but the downturn economy is perfect freaking timing for us to launch this, because 2 of the HR managers have said we're having a budget slashed, we can't send them on the face thing, all that stuff in our research. And so I'm really going to push that too with the material.
Heavily. That's a really big deal. So I mean, that probably should, Suzi, that my thoughts, that should be one of your next blog posts, which is the changing of the economy, and utilize the research that we've already done, right? We know that leadership, it's expensive, it's travel, it's away from work, it's off the desk, it's this, this, and this. And now the world is, because this is the new 2019 trend, and I actually have my research that I'm doing, is the new 2019 trend is online courses, education, online courses, keeping you in the office, tracking you through a home office opposed to paying for offices. Like, this is a big deal. So if they are starting to feel that hit anyways, where they have a reduction in budget for their expenses for education, say, look, Elevate comes at a perfect timing. We're going to now, instead of you paying $30K per month, now you're only spending $10K upfront, and now you're good for 3 months.
Yeah, awesome. That sounds really good. And we've got all of that, pretty much the whole sales copy for the blog post, because it's in our sales page. So that'll be an efficient little number. I love that, Rhonda. That's a really great idea. Yeah. I feel really good about that pricing thing, because I think that's not to say I'm not going to go and use, like, so I've got a contact of mine who knows the head of HR for Vodafone. So I'm still going to, I'll send out my Excel spreadsheet to you when I've done it. I mean, my first priority is get a freaking new name. I need to get that, and then I'll feel better. But once we've done that, I'm going to send you out my approach with all of them. I'll give you dates, so I know, you know, when I'm going actually and got what my visits are. Yeah. And I'll forward all the emails I get around the sales stuff to Vic.
Okay, that's great.
Is that okay?
Yeah. What about Accelerate?
Well, I really like that. That's one of them, and it's on the list of my possibilities. I had Accelerate, Navigate, although I've only got the Accelerate. I've got the Accelerator program for emerging leaders. So,
well, we had already said that was our very first. You remember that? The Accelerator program for emerging leaders, anyways. Yeah. The one I called just Accelerate.
I know. So that's what I've got I've got a list of about 100 at the moment, and I'm whittling it down. I'm just doing the whole brainstorm. But that's one of the top 10. Navigate.
That should be the logo.
I know. That's what Doug said to me last night. I was thinking, because I've got this amazing book that was the last book my dad gave me before he died, and it's called Finding North: How Navigation Makes Us Human. So I've been looking in words in here, and like compass, navigate. So I'm going to do, and I love your idea of the whole vocab, nautical vocab. So look, it's my priority over the next 3 days. So by the weekend, by Monday morning, I'm going to send it through to my lawyer, and as soon as we've got, and I'll send them through to you. I'll have 2 or 3 and go, what do you think? But we'll get that sorted, and then I'll show you that. I'll keep you up to date with all the sales stuff.
Let's do that. All right. Well, I'm excited. I mean, we just have to get things ironed out, cleared out, separated.
Yeah, so that's great. I'm really comfortable with that. Yeah. And I'm looking forward. So you'll send me through an introduction to Starwin, yeah?
Yeah, that's how we'll do it. The girls will set up a meeting. Once everything is squared and we're ready to go, we'll give you instructions. Okay, you use the email. This is what we'll do. Starwin will be copied. Like, we'll just give SOPs, right? And then the girls will meet together with Starwin, with you. It's 12 o'clock. We'll verse Starwin in anything, and to get filled in. She always has Larcy as well. So Larcy, no matter what's always in the picture. We're just not going direct to her. So
that's fine. That seems a lot cleaner anyway. I was always feeling nervous that I was going, I'm conscious in the last few weeks with all these changes. I didn't want to, bug it up, but I wasn't sure who I should be talking to. So that one's really clean for me on the sales stuff, on that.
Yeah. Perfect. Sounds good. Okay. Awesome. Let's do it.
Sounds good. Talk to you soon.
Thanks,
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.